This video demonstrates ATUA testing approach with the App Activity Diary. The rationale of ATUA is that apps can be cost-effectively tested by combining static and dynamic program analysis to select the inputs that exercise updated methods, our test target. ATUA includes 5 steps. In step 1, ATUA compares the previous and the updated version of the app under test to identify the updated methods. In step 2, ATUA relies on SUIT, a static analysis framework, and an extended version of Gator to generate the EWTG. In step 3, ATUA relies on DM2 to generate a version of the app that is instrumented to trace code coverage. In step 4, engineers manually specify test inputs that are unlikely to be generated automatically. For example, the login credentials for apps that require users to be registered on a remote platform. In step 5, ATUA exercises the app under test by relying on an extended version of DM2 that integrates the ATUA test algorithm. In ATUA, to address the complexity of apps, testing is performed incrementally by focusing first on objectives that are easier to achieve. ATUA works in 3 phases. First, it exercises all the features that may trigger updated methods. Second, to maximize coverage in case of data dependencies, it exercises updated features with diverse input values, for example, a diverse set of values in a form. Third, to maximize coverage in case of state dependencies, it exercises related features, for example, submitting a registration form after changing language settings. This video demonstrates how ATUA covers a part of set of features updated in Activity Diary app. The tested features include edit current activity or create new activity with a long click on the current activity button, edit an activity node, automatically fix the duplicated name for an activity. After disabling Terminate Activity by Click option, click on the current activity to visualize the current activity's history details. First, we apply Active to identify change set between the current version of Activity Diary and its prior version. The output is a JSON file containing changes including edit methods and change methods. Then, the change set together with the app's APK is processed by extended Gator to generate the EWTG. The EWTG provides prior knowledge that enables ATUA prioritizing inputs that potentially exercise updated methods. ATUA generates an instrumented version of the Activity Diary app that allows ATUA collecting code coverage during the testing. All the required inputs for ATUA tester are ready. Let's start the testing activity. In phase 1, ATUA aims to exercise each target input once. ATUA first starts the application. The target input is click on the Edit Node button. However, since no activity has been selected yet, the Edit Node dialog does not pop up. The target input is click on the Capture Photo button. A permission request dialog is opened since this is the first time this function is used. ATUA clicks on Allow. The camera permission is granted for the app, but the app needs an additional click on the Capture Photo button to run the feature, so the Capture Photo feature has not been fully tested. The target input is click on the Current Activity button. This will terminate the current activity since no activity has been selected. There is no effect on the GUI. The target input is long click on the Current Activity button. This will open the Edit Activity window to edit the current activity. Since no activity has been selected, the Edit Activity window is opened for creating a new activity. The Edit Activity window contains only hidden handlers, not target inputs. For this reason, ATUA performs a random exploration of the window. During the random exploration, after filling the window with random inputs, ATUA performs a click on the Delete button, Consequently, the new activity is not created and the app goes back to the main activity window. All the target inputs in the main activity window have been exercised once. There are no more target inputs to exercise in this window. In phase 2, ATUA aims to exercise every target window with a diverse set of inputs. ATUA Tool sees the Edit Activity window as the target window. To reach the Edit Activity window, ATUA performs a long click on the current activity button. ATUA inserts a random text for the activity name. In general, ATUA inserts either randomly generated strings, previously used strings, or strings observed in the GUI. Here, ATUA decides to insert an empty string. ATUA clicks on the Save button because this is the target input discovered so far. The activity's name has been changed to the empty string and the app goes back to the main activity window. ATUA goes back to the Edit Activity window by clicking again on the current activity. ATUA continues generating inputs to maximize the coverage from the click on the Save button. While executing the inputs, ATUA clicks on the Delete button. Consequently, the app will delete the activity with the empty string name and will go back to the main activity window. ATUA goes back to the Edit Activity window by performing again a long click on the current activity. Because no activity has been selected, it opens the Edit Activity window for creating a new activity. The app suggests the empty string as default for the activity's name. Since an activity with an empty string as its name was deleted, two quick fix buttons appear. ATUA randomly chooses one of the two buttons. ATUA clicks on the Rename Deleted Activity button. After clicking on the button, the app performs a quick fix, that is, rename the deleted activity. ATUA selects the main activity window as the target window. The target input is click on the Edit Note button. Since the current activity is swimming, the app opens the Edit Note dialog. This is a feature that was not reached before because no activity was selected when clicking on the Edit Note button. This is not a target window, so ATUA exercises it with random inputs. The target input is click on the Capture Photo button. The Android emulator shows the camera app activity, which simulates photo shooting. Activity Diary enables a user to attach a photo to an activity. ATUA clicks on the Capture button. ATUA clicks on the Done button. The app attaches the recently captured photo to the swimming activity and goes back to the main activity window. In phase 3, ATUA exercises target windows and Windows Steady panel. The goal is to exercise those instructions that are executed only when certain constraints on the input values provided in related windows are satisfied. To further test the main activity window, ATUA exercises the setting activity window, which is identified as the window related to one of the target inputs. ATUA disables terminate activity by click. ATUA continues doing random exploration in the setting activity window and then returns to the main activity window to exercise the target inputs. The target input is click on the current activity button. Since the settings option terminate by click is disabled, the app shows the history details of a activity. This did not happen in previous testing attempts. After the testing is finished, ATUA generates a report for every action that triggers the execution of a target method. Only actions that increase code coverage are reported. Engineers can have an overview of all target actions as well as the details of each one.